It is finally Friday, and we are in Swansea, Massachusetts today. And this customer called us out to wire up this boat dock. The customer wanted to add a high-powered LED floodlight to shine down on that dock, and they also wanted to add a GFCI outlet. When I got there, I assessed how deep the trench was, and it was only 5 inches and 4 inches deep. So that's not going to pass inspection, so we got to dig down 12 inches. And let me tell you, this trench was over 100 feet long, and it's 95 degrees in Massachusetts right now. So this took a very long time. So now after I got the trench pretty much dug down a foot, I'm going to paint up this pipe here. I'm going to be using some black Rust-Oleum paint, and that's because we're near the salt water, and anything that's not painted is just going to corrode, and once it does, it's going to rust all the way down that 6x6, and it's going to look terrible. I also wanted to add a layer of clear coat to this pipe, and that's also going to protect the paint here because that salt water will make it peel, after a couple months, so I wanted to make sure it lasts forever. So now this is the setup. At the bottom right now, there's going to be a GFI. At the top is going to be the switch. And then I'm also going to put another box at the top, which is going to be the junction box for the floodlight. So as you can see, I got the 3/4 inch pipe in. That's schedule 40. I also put an expansion fitting in there. And the reason for that is I don't know if the ground's going to settle or what's going to happen around this pipe. But I want to make sure we're covered and that pipe doesn't pull out and then something bad happens. I'm going to be using these solder shrink connectors. I'm going to be using the yellow ones. They're made for 12 gauge. I like to use these in these marine applications near the ocean because they tend to last a lot better than wire nuts. And even the wire nuts with the no-locks, they don't last either. These solder shrink connectors is what I found to work the best. So now I got the pipe and the knuckle for the floodlight. I'm going to tighten everything down, and it just looks phenomenal right now. I'm also going to paint up these clips too because why would you paint the pipe without painting the clips? I wanted everything to blend and look extra professional. So now this is the setup here. We got the 3/4 inch LB in there. I got everything perfectly level. And that's that corner that I cut there. I actually used a heat gun to bend the pipe and make, like a little 45 offset there. It worked out perfect. That expansion fitting is tight right now. Eventually I'm going to pull that down to get it to settle. And then that's the setup here. We got the SJ cord in there. I also painted those 1/2 inch EMT clips there. I ended up using those for the SJ cords. It worked out perfect. I just wanted everything, again, to blend perfectly, and I'm going to show you that's where it's shining down onto right there. That's basically where I tried to aim that floodlight, right on those two boats right there. And then all of a sudden, it started thundering and lightning. This was an insane storm. That whole trench filled up with water. It came out of nowhere. And here we go. I'm going to reset that GFCI, test everything. That's a weather-resistant GFCI. I'm also going to turn the switch on and show you that the floodlight's working. So if you're in the Massachusetts area and you're looking for a high-quality electrician who takes pride in their work, give us a call. We're taking new clients. We have openings available.